Your bounded presentations, brochures with the finest folds, and more will be done right every time. That's our Print Big promise. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more, plus 20% back by a store bonus. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 2/25. Rewards members only. Bonus must be redeemed in store. See staples.com/stores/printbig for details.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Just in at the thrill of the Thrifty Treasures in Clinton, a new shipment of clothing in women's plus sizes and undergarments. Clothing from newborn girls to adult women, like jeans, blouses, leggings, normally priced from $10 to $30. Now prices start at just $1. Plus all furniture, regardless of price tag, is 50% off. Get tables, chairs, dressers, and bedroom sets, all priced at 50% off. Greeting cards, 2 for just $1. A treadmill, 50% off, is just $62.50 at the thrill of the Thrifty Treasures, 306 South 2nd Street in Clinton.
What's on your to-do list this year? Consolidate high interest rate debt? Tackle those home improvement projects? Finally take that dream vacation? This is Jason from DuTrack. Put those plans into action with a personal loan from DuTrack. Financing your plans has never been easier. Stop in at any DuTrack location or apply online. It's all possible with DuTrack. Find disclosures at DuTrack.org. Equal housing opportunity. Federal insured by the NCUA.
Well, Men's Day is continuing here, 2023, as we save the best for last. We've got the folks in from the Department of Parks and Recreation, Brandon Haines and Dustin DeWeerdt, and joining us in the studio as well, we've got Morgan Marti. So we've got a gaggle full of folks here to wrap up your Men's Day, and lots to talk about. Lots of good stuff coming up at the Department of Parks, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Paul, thanks for doing that. And I was going to say we saved the best for last.
Oh, I stole your line.
Yeah, right. Now what am I going to say?
I should have come to rehearsals.
Right. Men's Day, bringing it to a close. And gosh, thanks to Gary Detterman, huh? What a job. Signs on this morning at 6 and goes all day. And then he's going to do a game tonight.
2 games.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks, Gary. Okay, so we got Brandon Haines and Dustin DeWeerdt here. Brandon is the Recreation Program Supervisor. Brandon, welcome. And why don't you do a little bio about yourself and tell us how you got here?
Absolutely. So I'm Brandon Haines. I'm originally from Fairfield, Iowa. So it's about an hour south of Iowa City, if you don't know where that's from. And out of high school, I kind of know I want to get in that sports field. Love sports. I love kids. So I'm a big sports guy in general. I went on to play at Marshalltown Community College my first 2 years of college. Played baseball there. And then I got a scholarship to come to Ashford here and finish off my last 2 years and so forth. So playing baseball and getting college for free, it's a win-win. So I was here. Obviously, I majored in sports and rec management with a minor in business, obviously trying to get into this field. I was at my internship in DeWeerdt, actually, and at their gym. And they had a personal trainer there, a blonde female that was pretty, that caught my eye. So I started talking to her, and now we are married, and we live in Clinton with 2 boys, 3 and 5, almost 6. So Brad X and Breaker, and married to Sarah Haines. So that's kind of a little story on how I got here to Clinton. And then the park and rec field, it actually took me, so I graduated Ashford in 2012, and I did not get in this field until 2018. It was just kind of, my wife already had her roots kind of set. She had a career path. She had all that taken care of. So I kind of had to take the long route per se. So I was Hibbett Sports. I was a manager. I ran my own store over in Sterling, Illinois. That was a long drive because we were driving from DeWeerdt to Sterling.
Yeah.
Then I just decided nope, ain't gonna do that. My brother was living with me. He's 2 years younger than me. He was working at the Harley dealership. Obviously, I was in sales, so I took the position there as a sales. Got promoted to be a sales manager there, and I was working just still at Hibbett, kind of part-time. And I saw a part-time job open up at the Park and Rec. It was just a part-time site supervisor, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a chance. I applied, got hired kind of on that spot. Got very fortunate enough to how it all ended up. I got hired on. I was a site supervisor. Then they wanted me to do a little bit more, so they made me, kind of that temporary part-time, but I was guaranteed 20 hours a week. So I decided to quit my full-time job and just work part-time there at the dealership. And then I took 2 jobs, and then they actually made that program manager job that Dustin's in, made that into full-time for me. So then I was a full-time, got promoted, obviously, to full-time. And then, the previous Chris Evans, he decided to leave the department. So the job opened up for the supervisor. And I guess I was doing good enough with the program manager job. They didn't even open it up, and they offered it directly to me. And obviously, I took it, no doubts in my mind. And now, so that's kind of where I'm sitting at now. So it's been a long journey, but it has definitely been well worth every wait.
And here you are.
Yes,
Right.
I am here, and I'm loving it, and we are going full force. So
One quick question before I get to Dustin.
absolutely.
Baseball, got that scholarship, right?
Yep.
And I suppose you have these visions of playing in the major leagues.
Like every kid, yes.
Yeah.
And then, they say hitting's easy, and hitting is not easy.
Right.
So obviously everything else was kind of fell into place, and hitting was just obviously not my realm. So,
Right.
but now it's kind of funny because I give hitting lessons now for kiddos. So it's kind of all goes back full circle.
Right.
That's kind of why I got into the field. Is Park and Rec is my vision, is make sure every kid has an opportunity. So
Yeah.
I have the knowledge of playing a bunch of sports, especially baseball. So if I have the knowledge that I can give to a kid that wants it, I'm gonna take that opportunity and give it to them. So I mean, I'm still very active. I coach all my kids, both my kids, and everything they do. And I do hitting lessons. I still play adult flag football. I play adult softball. Play adult basketball. There's something about the games, competition, getting out there with your buddies.
Right.
It's awesome. So I want to make sure that we're in that field to kind of give that same opportunity that to the kiddos
Right.
as they grow up.
Excellent. Dustin, Clinton native.
I am.
Yep.
Yes.
A little bio about how you got to where you are.
Sure. So I was born and raised in Clinton. Graduated from Clinton High School in 1995. So went on to Mount St. Clair to play baseball as well. So me and Brandon kind of have that connection. He went to Ashford, but I went to the Mount. He's a little bit younger than me too. But yeah. So went to the Mount. I have a actual social work degree from the Mount. They didn't have rec management at the time. So really the last 20 years of my life, I've been a social worker. I worked for different agencies in Clinton and Quad City. So I've kind of done a lot to do with that. So that's kind of what I did for a career. But other than that, got a wife, Heather, and a boy that's 20, goes to Kirkwood, Iowa City. So how I got to the Erickson Center, really kind of just a great story, I think. But I started at 16 years old as a referee, youth basketball referee, and kind of just did odd stuff for the Erickson Center, working in the cube downstairs, supervising that area, as well as groundskeeping. Pretty much anything you can name, I did at the Erickson Center. So it kind of was my second home, basically. And when this job came up, I jumped at the opportunity. I don't have a recreation management degree, so that was I was leery to apply. But just my background with doing so much at the Erickson Center, it's just it hopefully provided that knowledge and
Right.
Opened the door there. Been there since July, so never in a million years would I ever would have thought I would be in this position at the Erickson Center. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
But you have the desire, and this is where you want to be.
Yeah, and I love my job as a social worker, but this opportunity came up, and I'm just like, well, it'd be nice to have a little bit of a different change, doing something that I've done in the past, and it's worked out perfectly well. And so coached my boy growing up, did a lot of coaching with him. He was part of the 2021 class at Comanche, so that the crew that went to state, basketball, baseball, and football. So
what a year for those kids. Huh?
Yeah. So
that's unbelievable. Actually, 2 years, the junior and senior years for us.
Yeah. So that was great to watch those kids grow. Good kids. So I would like to say that I gave them some knowledge in sports. So.
Yeah. You're partly responsible, right?
So,
all right. Let's get into some of the programs that the Clinton Park and Rec does that people should know about.
Perfect. So right now, obviously, we got our youth basketball league going on. So that deadline is done and passed, and now we kind of got all the coaches. I think we are still 2 coaches, but we got some leads on there. So out of 50, just under 500 kids, which is absolutely fantastic. We went into the coaches meeting, which is roughly 2 weeks before the season starts, with 54 teams and only needing 2 coaches. So that is, or 4 coaches, sorry. So that is absolutely fantastic that we have so many people, so many parents, volunteers stepping up to kind of take on those roles. Most of the time we go into these meetings and, if you got, let's just hypothetically say 10 teams, you're going to need at least 5 coaches. It's about 50%. So it's awesome to see that kind of growing and seeing these parents step up and guardians kind of step up to be those volunteer coaches. So we got that going on. Those games will start next Saturday. We'll actually be playing at the Rec all day on Saturday and at the middle school all day on Saturday. And then again on Sunday all day at the Rec and part of the day at Eagle Heights. So great numbers, quite a few teams. So it's going to be fun. Sometimes you get in that stagnant where if you're going to be playing the same kids all the time, which obviously is fun if you know them as a friend. But now that we have so many, like we have Prophetstown and Erie and Morrison, so we're getting these teams traveling in to be a part of our league. So it's nice to play against different competition all the time. So that's great to see. And then obviously our Kinderball league is starting up. That'll start up. The deadline is the 2nd, and I think we only got 1 spot available so far. So it was opened up to 8 teams, and we actually expanded that to 10 teams, and that filled up, and we're still not even at the deadline. So that is great to see so many young kids, wanting to participate. So there's 1 spot in that. Obviously, if you're late and you still your kid wants to be a part, we do have a waiting list option. They can still sign on to be a waiting list. And then someone decides they don't want to play, you're the next one up. So, and then we didn't have adult basketball this year, just didn't have enough interest. So we're running an adult drop-in league. It's $2 on Sunday nights, 18 and above. So just come in, $2, sign in, and then you get 2 hours to go up and down playing with a bunch of buddies. It's not quite the whole league and ref. It's call your own foul, so it's more laid back, and it's actually worked out pretty well for us. Instead of going out and trying to find officials and so forth. So
and it's just dedicated to those individuals. So like the building is closed and they just utilize the main gym and it's been going good. It's starting to pick up. So something different.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. We're going to take a break here for weather. And after that, we'll be back with more.
Sounds good.
Clinton Park and Rec Department.
Our weather forecast brought to you by the Clinton Midas.
Winter is here. The Clinton Midas is ready to prepare you for whatever old man winter throws your way. Be sure to get started with an interstate battery, good visibility with new wipers. And of course, you are going to want the Clinton Midas to service your vehicle. And oh yes, tires. The Clinton Midas can fit your vehicle with the proper tires so you can be assured of a sure grip on the road. All this and naturally brake. The Clinton Midas, 1432 Lincoln Way, phone 242-2511. You will be ready for winter. Trust the Midas touch.
Tracking some snow showers this morning, a quick dusting of accumulation with windy conditions. We'll see temperatures in the upper 30s this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight. We drop to the upper teens, and snow still on track for much of Saturday, especially north of the Quad Cities, 1 to 3 inches. We're with your Storm Track 8 forecast. I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzky.
32 degrees here in Clinton. We have those scattered clouds, westerly winds around 30 miles an hour, so rather brisk out there. Humidity 80%, barometer 29.79 inches. Again, 32 degrees here in Clinton. This check of your weather brought to you by the Clinton Midas. This is Men's Day 2023 as we wrap things up with our interviews here today. Again, the Department of Parks and Recreation in studio with us. Morgan, Marti here, along with Brandon and Dustin.
One thing nice about the weather is I see some sun out there.
Yes, we've had some sunshine, and after earlier this morning, it was just
right
snowing like crazy.
And anytime you see the sun, things aren't as bad as they could be. Right?
Exactly. It makes you think of spring, and that brings us back to the discussion because you guys got some activities, I'm sure, coming up here soon.
Yeah, Dustin. First of all, for any of these programs, how do they get in touch with you guys?
Well, they can come up to the Erickson Center. Our phone number is 563-243-1260. We have 2 great office ladies that will help you get signed up for whatever activities we have offered right now. So that's probably the best way. We also you can also sign up online. What is that? cityofclinton.iowa.us.
Yep.
And those are probably the best 2 ways to do it. But a lot of people just come up and sign their kids up or whatever they want to do. So,
okay. Some other things you have going on?
Yeah, I will say just before we move on to anything else, back in the day when I worked at the Erickson Center programs, just the growth of the Erickson Center and the programs that we've had since I was there in 90s. With like the youth basketball, it was only 3rd through 6th grade, and now we've opened that up to kindergarten. We have like little shooters and little or mini shooters, which is a program that I kind of worked on with Josh Eggers. I don't know, I can't even tell you how long ago it was. So that's another program that's developed. So just the growth that I've seen in the last 20 plus years, it's awesome, and it gives more things for the kids to do in the community. And like Brandon said, with just DeWeerdt, Prophetstown, Erie, Comanche, Fulton, all these teams coming here, that wasn't happening when I was there. So that's a huge, support to, Josh and Brandon and, everybody that's done that. So
a lot of growth, a lot of development, a lot of improvement.
Yes.
Just to jump in on that, he mentioned, working with Josh, and obviously we have Josh and Kathy at the head, at the director position and the assistant. And obviously they give us full reins. Like if we come up with an idea and we come up with how it's going to get taken care of and so forth, they're all for it if we can benefit the kids at all. And I know we had an idea of Pee Wee football this year. So I think Dustin's first gig in, he came in, he got a little taste of the safety town, which he's going to be able to run this year, 48 years. So that's a great program. But him and Dave, our other assistant, I guess you would call, recreation activity specialist, Dave Ort, he and Dustin put together our Pee Wee football. So that was, took it to Josh and Kathy, and they're like, yep, you guys have a great plan of attack. Go for it. I kind of set, what I wanted to look like, and these two, they knocked it out of the park. So it was just a couple months in and new program. So, because I think we both came in. I came in May, and July is when you came in. So.
That's such a big part, because I go back to the days when, a lot of my friends were coaches and they'd coach their kids in the football program. And then those are the kids that go on to high school and become the good players in high school. And it all starts learning at that young age on how to play the game. And boy, when you don't have that, then there's a reason why, you don't get that development then for the kids, and they're just not ready.
That's the key word, is that development and getting them and that interest sparked, and then working with those coaches and really develop them, getting ready for the high school level and things like that. So, yeah.
And of course, I go back to the days, Dusty, you talk about the 90s. I go back just a little further back. And for me, basketball, there were no adult leagues. So we just played pickup basketball every Saturday or Sunday afternoon. We just go out and just whoever's there just play. And, softball, the softball leagues were always very popular, and I played probably 6 nights a week. But from the first day, I remember going out and playing in the outfield for the first time when it got dark, and you're like, wow, I can't see the ball. I don't know where it is. And the improvements you guys have made just in the last few years, new lights, new scoreboards, it's too bad that I've gotten so old now I can't play anymore because I want to play with the new, fields out there now.
No, we're gonna get you back out.
But they're going to get me back out there.
All right.
So we've already talked about
We'll
that.
convince you.
Say, we only got like 4.5 minutes left, but I'm thinking maybe we'll just.
We can run a little past
We can-
time
okay,
because we
all
don't
right,
have
so-
the other guest coming
All
in.
right.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dustin.
I'll quick plug some of these other programs quick,
Okay.
and then we can talk about fitness.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So hopefully Sunday, our ice rink will be open. We've had issue with weather. We've had issue with people getting on the ice when they're not supposed to. So Dustin Krogman, our groundskeeper of the year, I'll give him a plug too, has worked hard to get that up and going. So hopefully Sunday, we'll have attendance down there from 2 to 5, renting skates, which is $3, hot chocolate's $1. So hopefully no more issues and we'll have the ice rink up and going. Then we have, youth soccer, which is a huge program in the community. I don't think over 700 kids in the fall.
Yeah, in the fall it's close to just over 700, which typically we're closer to 600 there. And then last spring it was pretty close to touching 1,000.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I think like we were just talking today at work about T-shirts, and it's like all these kids in the community have like a rec T-shirt, or like even high school kids still have theirs that they wear. So we just love that the fact that there's so many participants that keep again growing in popularity at the Harrison Center. So
yeah.
So that'll be coming up in the spring. We also will be having youth softball in the summer. That's not a new program, but it's new to me because I never had anything to do with youth softball when I was there before. So I'm kind of looking forward to that opportunity. We have our adult programs also coming up, which is adult softball, which Paul talked about, and we have mixed league, we have women's league, we have kickball league now too, which is a newer program for me as well. And I don't know, ultimate frisbee, which again that's completely foreign to me as well. I'm not sure about how even they play that, but
Lots of swimming.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're with the Clinton Parks and Rec Department. We've got Dustin DeWeerdt and Brandon Haines. And Dustin has a favorite song.
Well, I chose this song because I wanted to plug Tailgates and Tallboys, our event coming up this summer. So
Yeah.
I chose Tim McGraw, Barbecue Stain. So.
It was Labor Day weekend, I was 17. I bought a Coke and some gasoline, and I drove out to the county fair. When I saw her for the first time, she was standing there in the ticket line, and it all started right then and there. Oh, say the sky made a perfect sunset, and that's a day I'll never forget. I had a barbecue stain on my white t-shirt. She was killing me in that mini skirt, skipping rocks on the river by the railroad tracks. She had a suntan line and red lipstick. I worked so hard for that first kiss, and a heart don't forget, something like that. But it was 5 years later on a southbound plane. I was headed down to New Orleans to meet some friends of mine for Mardi Gras. When I heard a voice from the past coming from a few rows back, and when I looked, I couldn't believe just what I saw. She said, I bet you don't remember me. And I said, only every other memory. I had a barbecue stain on my white t-shirt. You were killing me in that mini skirt, skipping rocks on the river by the railroad tracks. You had a suntan line and red lipstick. I worked so hard for that first kiss, and a heart don't forget, something like that. Like an old photograph, time can make a feeling fade, but the memory of the first love never fades away. I had a barbecue stain on my white t-shirt. She was killing me in that mini skirt, skipping rocks on the river by the railroad tracks. She had a suntan line and red lipstick. I worked so hard for that first kiss, and a heart don't forget. No, a heart don't forget. I said a heart don't forget. Something like that. Oh, not something like that.
Well, a great pick because, of course, Tailgate and Tall Boys coming up this summer, and the Parks Department a big part of that. I know involved, and of course the mayor and the city and all of that, and it's just a team effort. Everybody involved, so it should be a lot of fun.
I think, right?
Yep,
June
8th through 10th.
Yep.
Good lineup.
It's going to be a good time.
3 big days. All right. We are back, and gosh, we're just running out of time here. Wrapping up, I know you have a couple of things you want to mention, but the growth of the fitness center, just briefly, and then get into what you really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so just touching about the fitness center, we're just wrapping up our membership drive coming in get January for free, obviously. And then, we got a bunch of different options, 2 people memberships. We got family, we got single, we got senior. So we got all sorts of great rates. So stop in, give us a call. We'll get you all set up. Josh has done a great job of overseeing that and taking that opportunity. When Anytime kind of went out of business up here in the north end by 13th, kind of our weight room was kind of lacking, was a little dated, I guess, behind the times. So he made it happen, and man, it is excelled the rate that we thought it would be. So that is absolutely great. So if you need
time, it's over 500 members.
I believe so. Yep, yeah. 500, and we've expanded once already, and obviously trying to come up with ideas of possibly doing it again. So we're just kind of throwing some ideas around. But our fitness center is 24/7, so you can come in whenever you are. I know there's a lot of shift workers, so you don't have to wait till us to open up at 6 a.m. You can come in at 2 o'clock in the morning if that's what fits best for your schedule. Come in, get your workout in, and get on with your life too. So the fitness center is absolutely great. If you get a chance, just come in. We can give you a tour, check it out, and see what we have to offer. And then another drive we got going on right now is our banner program. So I think last year we had 78 banners. I don't remember exactly how many businesses took part, but we have quite a few locations where businesses can kind of put a banner up and just represent, their business or what they have to offer. So we have the big gym, the small gym, Jurgensen, which is Field of the Year. So obviously all our soccer kids, 1,000 kids that are going to be signed up here in the spring, get to see that. We got the pool, the pickleball courts, down by saying volleyball. So we got lots of locations that businesses can advertise and get their name out there and see. And it's nice to see so many businesses in Clinton and around support the youth sports and, well, I guess the adult sports as well. Mm-hmm. So they support the Erickson Center and the rec, as you can see, kind of the brand that we're trying to sell for our fitness center. The community is definitely behind us, and it's great. We just sent out all these letters for this banner program, and we're getting quite a bit back. So, but, if you guys didn't get one and you got any businesses or interested in taking part in that, please reach out to me, and we can definitely get it taken care of.
All right.
Love that.
Yep. All right. Dustin, any final words here for wrap up?
Come out and apply we have plenty of positions available. Referees for youth basketball, soccer, softball, adult referees. So, we're always looking for referees. We're always looking for people to supervise the downstairs area. So come out and apply because, we're definitely looking for people always. So that's about it.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for being with us.
Darn it. I was already, we were going to spend the next 10 minutes talking about the Mudcats, and we just ran out of time. So we'll have to keep that in mind for next time.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
All right. Yes.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on The Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and making the big headlines this week are Kyle Larson, Travis Pastrana in NASCAR news, Kevin Harvick's sponsor, and more. So keep it right here for all the latest NASCAR news, driver interviews, stats, and info every single weekday right here.
Hi, this is Kevin Harvick, and you're listening to The Final Lap with Kerry Murphy.
And like us at facebook.com/The Final Lap. We'd appreciate it. It's The Final Lap only on KROS, Clinton, Iowa.
It's game day at Carver Hawkeye Arena, and your Iowa Hawkeyes need your support.
Drives around a screen. Here's a wing jumper on the way. That's gone. Whoa, what a dunk. What a monster dunk. A monster man.
Be sure you hear every single pulse-pounding, heart-racing play right here on the Hawkeye Sports Network.
This is Gary Dolphin. Join me and Bobby Henson for Iowa Hawkeye basketball on AM 1340 and 105.9 FM KROS.
What's going on? And we can start here. And let me know if I'm missing something. Okay. You and your husband had a great job. Things were awesome. Y'all were cruising along, and then he got laid off in 2018. And he's an entrepreneur. Yeah. He's built a really successful business before. And he had another great idea to help golfers. And